Good morning, 1 to M. Welcome to English for week 2, Thursday. Okay, these are the things you need to go and grab. You'll need sheet 11, sheet 12. You'll need a writing book like usual with the red and blue lines, glue, pencil, eraser. And today you're going to need to grab a highlighter. If you don't have a highlighter, don't panic. Just go and find a coloured pencil. Okay, any colour will do because we're just going to do some highlighting later in the lesson. Okay, before we get started, it's Miss Quirk's birthday. So I've got my special party earrings on today. That'll hopefully lift her spirits a bit. And I did ask her what she was getting for her birthday. So she has told me she's got a new Firebolt broomstick to replace her Nimbus 2000. She's got an adamantium cauldron and she's got a spiffy new spell book. So very exciting. Happy birthday to Miss Quirk. Alright, so let's get started on today. We've got a reminder here for our whole body listening. So remember, eyes are looking, ears are listening, and we're trying to keep our body still. Okay, so today we're learning about how to write a description of a character using the words from a character profile sheet. So this is the character profile sheet. And the next thing we're going to be looking at, reviewing simple and compound sentences and noun groups. So we've done all of this in term 1. So we're just going to recap that. So if you remember Connie Connective, she helps us connect our sentences together. The puzzle pieces that we have up on our VCOP wall, the red pieces, so words like and, for, etc. And we're going to replace proper nouns with pronouns. So a proper noun would be something like Mrs. Brazali, and instead of saying her name all the time, you could replace that with a pronoun, like the word she. Okay, so to be successful today, you're going to identify a simple sentence, identify a compound sentence. So it says a simple sentence with a subject and a verb. A compound sentence has a coordinating conjunction, so one of those fanboys. You're going to find a noun group. So you did that yesterday. Remember, we recapped the noun groups. So something like, rather than just saying a prince, you might say a brave and handsome prince, or you might say a cowardly, ugly prince. And you're going to replace proper nouns with pronouns. Okay, so we have got a video about a character description. So this one goes for 8 minutes. So you might need a little break after this one. So let's get into this one. I'll just move my face out of the way.
In this video, we are going to show you how to write an alternative character description. This means choosing a character from a book, changing their character traits, choosing an event from the original story, and then explaining how the event would change if the alternative character is used instead of the original character. You will need to know how to do this so you can complete your assessment task at the end of the unit. The text structure of a description includes a title or heading, an introductory statement, the body of text, and a conclusion. We will be following this structure when we write our alternative character description. In this unit, you have already created a character profile for the character Princess Elizabeth from the Paper Bag Princess. A character profile organises information about a character's appearance, qualities, thoughts, and actions. In the first column are the words that describe Princess Elizabeth. She is beautiful, always smiles, is brave, kind, and friendly. She thinks kind thoughts. She loves Prince Ronald. She tricks the dragon and saves the prince from the dragon. Princess Elizabeth is a nice, kind character. To create an alternative character, we have written antonyms, words that mean the opposite, and phrases in the second column. The alternative character is ugly, mean and bossy. She plans mean tricks and wants to hide the prince's tennis racket from him. The alternative princess is a mean, nasty character. Remember, not all characteristics need to change, and you can add new ideas that were not in the original story. Noun groups are very important when creating characters. Have a look at this example of how we can change the adjectives in noun groups to change the meaning. For example, let's use the words happy and kind from the column describing Princess Elizabeth. We could say, a happy and kind princess. To create an alternative character, we replace the words happy and kind with the antonyms miserable and mean-hearted. We now have a new noun group that reads, a mean-hearted, miserable princess. We can use the new noun group in a sentence to create a totally different character. For example, Princess Elizabeth is a mean-hearted, miserable princess. Let's begin writing our alternative character description. The first thing my description needs is a title or heading. I am going to call it The Mean-Hearted Princess. My description has to start with an introductory statement where I introduce the character and the story I am going to use in my description. We are going to use the words in the column, how the author has represented the character, to write this part of the description. In this section, I will also include some background information about the character. I'm going to use the words and phrases beautiful, wears a golden crown and expensive clothes, brave, kind, and wants to marry Prince Ronald. I am going to write, my character is Princess Elizabeth from the story, The Paper Bag Princess. Elizabeth is a beautiful, kind, and brave princess in this story. She wears a golden crown and expensive clothes, and she wants to marry Prince Ronald. Let's see, does my introductory statement introduce the characters? And have I used some of the words and phrases from the How the Author Has Represented the Character column? Yes, I've used these words and phrases from the table to introduce the background information for my description. Remember, you do not have to use all the words from your list. Pick the ones that help you describe what you want to say about the character. My description now needs a body of text. The first paragraph of the body of text needs to include sentences that tell the reader about the character's appearance and qualities, and sentences that tell the reader about the thoughts and actions of the character. I am going to write, my alternative character for Princess Elizabeth is a mean-hearted, miserable princess. She always has an ugly, scowling face, and she is very bossy. Because she is so mean, no one wants to be around her. In her spare time, she thinks up many nasty tricks to play on Prince Ronald, whom she dislikes most of all. I have used the words miserable, scowling, and mean-hearted to help the reader create a clear picture of the alternative character of Elizabeth. You will also notice that sometimes the wording has changed to make the description more engaging. For example, the phrases does not love the prince, thinks evil thoughts, plans mean tricks, and bosses people around have been reworded to help the description be more exciting to read. You will also notice that sometimes just the idea has been used. For example, the word lonely has not been used in the description, but we can infer from the sentence, because she is so mean, no one wants to be around her, that Elizabeth would be very lonely. To fill her time, she thinks up many nasty tricks to play on Prince Ronald because she is lonely. In the second paragraph of my description, I need to describe how an event from the original story would change if the alternative character is used instead of the original one. The event in this description is at the beginning or introduction of the story. I am going to write, The event I have chosen is at the beginning of the story. Princess Elizabeth is looking lovingly at Prince Ronald, who is carrying a tennis racket. Elizabeth really loves the prince. Next, I'm going to write how this same event would change if the alternative character for Elizabeth is used. This would not happen if my Princess Elizabeth was in the story. Instead, Princess Elizabeth would be frowning at the handsome prince, and she would never want to marry him. Instead of love hearts floating around her head, Princess Elizabeth would be thinking up ways to take Prince Ronald's racket so she can hide it from him. In the conclusion of my description, I need to describe how the reader will feel about the alternative character. I do not think readers would like my alternative character for Elizabeth, so I am going to write, the reader would think that Princess Elizabeth is a very nasty, wicked princess. The reader would feel sorry for poor Prince Ronald and hope that Princess Elizabeth never gets hold of his racket. I hope you have enjoyed writing a description with me. You will soon be writing your own description.
Okay, if you need to pause the video and have a little break, get your wiggles out, do so. Okay, alrighty. Alrighty, you need to go and grab out sheet 11. So this is the one that they were just talking about there. So it's an example of a narrative description for an alternative character. So the antonyms, so remember antonym means what kind of word? It's the opposite. Well done. Okay, so they've used those antonyms and those phrases on sheet 8 to create this. So in the book, The Paper Bag Princess, Princess is beautiful and kind, and she's very brave and she does good deeds, but in our story she's going to be ugly and miserable and is always thinking of mean things to do to other people. Alrighty, let's review. Simple and compound sentences. So you'll remember this hopefully from last term, our fanboys. So reminder what a simple sentence is. So a simple sentence is a group of words that expresses one complete thought. So every simple sentence must contain a subject, so who the sentence is about, who's the subject, and a verb. So verb is what kind of word? It's an action word or a doing word. So we can have a look here at these sentences. So we've got Samira likes football and Ben loves basketball. So in this sentence, who is the subject? Who is the sentence about? All right, we've got Samira likes football, so Samira is the subject. And here, Ben loves basketball. Our subject is Ben. What is the verb in these sentences? Is it likes or is it football? Well done. So we've got likes being our verb and we've got loves being our verb there. Okay, so when we do a compound sentence, we're going to join two simple sentences together. So Samira likes football. That makes sense on its own because it's a simple sentence. Ben loves basketball. We are going to join those together using one of these coordinating conjunctions. So let's do that. So we've got rid of the full stop here and we've put the word and in. So now the whole sentence becomes Samira likes football and Ben loves basketball. So we've gone from having two simple sentences to one compound sentence. Let's have a look at another one. So we've got two simple sentences, both of them making sense on their own. Jess likes playing hockey. Polly likes playing chess. We are going to get rid of the full stop, put in a fanboy and make a compound sentence. So let's do that. Jess likes playing hockey and Polly likes playing chess. Okay, so I'm going to have a little hunt here for some simple and compound sentences. Here is the text that we're looking at. So it says, my character is Princess Elizabeth from the story, The Paper Bag Princess. Elizabeth is a beautiful, kind and brave princess in this story. She wears a golden crown and expensive clothes and she wants to marry Prince Ronald. So I'm going to underline a simple sentence and then I'm going to highlight a compound sentence. Right, let's have a look at the first sentence. So my character is Princess Elizabeth from the story The Paper Bag Princess. Can you see any of these coordinating conjunctions in that sentence? Is the word for in here? And, nor, but, or, yep, so, no, okay. So there's no part there where I'm going to, there's a coordinating conjunction. So that is our simple sentence. Let's have a look at the next one. Elizabeth is a beautiful, kind, and brave princess in this story. Okay, I can see a coordinating conjunction in here, but if I got rid of that word, would it make sense? Let's try. Elizabeth is a beautiful, kind, full stop. Does that make sense? Would this make sense on its own? Brave princess in this story. No, that wouldn't make sense on its own. So these are not two simple sentences joined together with a compound sentence. So I've got one simple sentence there. Let's look at the next one. She wears a golden crown and expensive clothes, and she wants to marry Prince Ronald. Okay, so let's try. We've got a couple of ands in here. She wears a golden crown, full stop. That makes sense. And expensive clothes, and she wants to marry Prince Ronald. Okay, or we could put a full stop in here and make it a compound sentence. She wears a golden crown and expensive clothes, full stop. She wants to marry Prince Ronald. Okay, so I've got a compound sentence there, so I'm going to highlight that one. Alrighty, your turn now. So on your sheet, so sheet 11, I want you to read this paragraph, underline one simple sentence, and then highlight a compound sentence. So I'll read it out to you. You're going to do this one on your own. So my alternative character for Princess Elizabeth is a mean-hearted, miserable princess. She always has an ugly, scowling face, and she is very bossy. So thinking, can you put a full stop in the middle there and get rid of the word and make two simple sentences? Would that be a compound sentence? Because she is so mean, no one wants to be around her. In her spare time, she thinks up mean, nasty tricks to play on Prince Ronald, who she dislikes most of all. Okay, so find one simple sentence and one compound sentence. So underline the simple sentence, highlight the compound sentence. So you do that one on your own. So pause the video here. Okay, and now we're going on to pronouns. So let's learn how to avoid repeating ourselves in our writing and make our writing flow. So here we've got, how can we avoid repetition? So repetition is when something is said over and over again. So it's written something like this. Gary ate supper when Gary got home. Gary enjoyed the food. I've repeated Gary twice there. So instead of repeating Gary, we could replace further uses of his name with pronouns, such as Gary ate his supper when he got home. He enjoyed it. So we've got the noun Gary, and then we've changed from Gary to he. So now we've got a pronoun. And then here again, we've got the pronoun he. So that way we have avoided repetition. Alrighty, here we've got two paragraphs. So one of them's got a name repeated in it a lot of times, and the other one doesn't. So let's compare them. So we've got, in a castle high on Crowning Mountain lived a young prince named Prince Hugo. So there's our first name. Just underlining that one there. One night during a fierce storm, Prince Hugo heard a scratching noise at the castle door. Although Prince Hugo felt a little scared, Prince Hugo opened the door, and to Prince Hugo's surprise, Prince Hugo found a shy baby dragon huddling to get out of the rain and thunder. How many times did we say Prince Hugo there? Quickly count. 6. Okay, let's have a look at the next paragraph and see if it flows a little bit better. Here we go. In a castle high on Crowning Mountain lived a young prince named Prince Hugo. One night during a fierce storm, Prince Hugo heard a scratching noise at the castle door. Although he felt a little scared, he opened the door, and to his surprise, he found a shy baby dragon huddling to get out of the rain and thunder. So, there, how many times did they use his name, Prince Hugo? Count them. 2 times. So, this paragraph is repeating the name quite a bit. This one, they've subbed in pronouns for his name instead, so they've used he. Okay, so that makes our text flow a bit better. Alrighty, so now it is your turn. I'm going to move myself out of the way here. Alright, so pronouns are used in place of a noun. So you've got this on sheet 12. Here are some pronouns. I, me, my, mine, we, us, our, ours. You, your, yours. He, him, his, she, her, hers. It, its. They, them, their, theirs. Okay, so we could use these instead of a noun. So we've got some sentences here. They're a closed activity. They're missing words. So I've started the first one here for you. Let's read it out. It says, dragons are amazing animals. So what's the noun in this sentence that we're going to be replacing? It's dragons. Okay. Live in caves with treasure. Okay, so let's try some pronouns in here from our word bank. Dragons are amazing animals. His live in caves? That doesn't make sense, does it? What about hers live in caves? That's not the right pronoun. What about they? Oh, that makes sense, doesn't it? So, dragons are amazing animals. Where's my mouse? They live in caves with treasure. What word would you put in there that would make sense? Would you say they live in caves with I treasure? They live in caves with me treasure? So you need to find which word in here would make sense. Then write it in. Okay, and then you're going to do the next ones on your own. I'll read the sentences out to you, then it is your turn. So you should take a dragon back to cave if gets lost. Okay, look at your word bank, find a word that makes sense. Hugo found Romeo flying around bed and took downstairs. Well, that was a bit trickier, isn't it? Let's read it again. Hugo found Romeo flying around bed and took downstairs. Alright, so that is your sheet 12. Off you go. If you need to rewind the video and to hear the sentences again, please do. Otherwise, hope you have a lovely day and I'll see you next time. Bye, 1-2M.